Has anyone ever told you you dream too big, that you have too many ideas, that you need to be realistic? What if there was a career and lifestyle that you could completely design yourself that enables you to do what makes your heart truly sing and helps millions of people benefit from what you have to offer? One that provided you with all the money you need to thrive, not just survive. That is the life of an enlightened entrepreneur. Welcome to the Aha Moments radio show, dedicated to the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened entrepreneurs worldwide, with your host, Mariana Cooper, founder of Aha Moments Inc. and AhaMomentsInc.com. Her motto, oh yes, you can have what you want, and you deserve it too. Join us for the next hour and learn to trust your aha moments to lead the way to a passionate and purposeful life. And now here's your host, Mari.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aha Moments radio show for the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened entrepreneurs worldwide. And I'm Mari, and welcome to another Tuesday with me. We have a really big show planned tonight. I'm really excited because we have a very special guest who's calling in all the way from London. I can't believe it. It is midnight in London, so I just want you guys to be really, really excited. And his name is Etan Ilfeld, and he is the editor-in-chief of Mind, Body, Spirit magazine, and he's done a whole lot of other things, and I'm going to bring him on in a few minutes. But, you know, I always have to start the top of the show off with our housekeeping, and then we're going to get into our topic. I'm going to give lots and lots of time so we can get to Etan and all the great information he has for us tonight. We will be taking calls, so I want to start off with the call-in number. It's 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. So if you'd like to ask us a question or get my intuitive take on anything tonight, you can feel free to give a call. We're going to try to get as many in as we can. But we have so much to cover. We're going to do the best we can. We're going to just roll with this. And Etan and I have been talking, and there's so much. There's just so much going on, and so we want to give you as much information as possible. But as far as housekeeping, let's do our little AHA energy check. We have a lot going on. We have full moon tomorrow, and that's always good for manifesting, and I'm always really energized. You know how when we did the new moon, I always tell you that I'm exhausted and there's no moonlight, and women in the moon are really are really connected, and in particular. But now that we have all this great moonlight and energy, it's a great time to really be powering forward with all of your projects. If you do have a business and you're dealing with the contracts or launching a new product or a service, or you're even thinking of buying a house or buying a new car or anything, you want to kind of get that done this week, because Mercury goes retrograde on March 12th through April 4th. And from what I hear from my friends in the astrology business, which I am not an astrologer, so I can't really speak to it with any kind of real authority, so I consult with my friendly experts. They're telling me that this one's going to be kind of a heavy-duty one for whatever reason. Something's trying something and something else is retrograding, and whatever. There's a lot of spin going on in the energy. So not to scare you or anything, I'm not saying it's going to be all doom and gloom, but you want to definitely wrap up anything that requires you initiating something. Medical things and whatnot. You just want to see if you can get all that wrapped up before the 12th of March. And if you're feeling a little like things are slowing down a little bit or getting a little dicey, it's because we're in the shadow of that retrograde. So no big deal. It's not you don't have to make it bigger than it is, but I always like to let everybody know ahead of time so you can make your plans and you know what's going on. Okay, so two more announcements, and then we're going to get to our topic for the night. And the first announcement is I hope that you have already marked your calendar for our Transformation 2012 Telesummit. We have people, our speakers are ramping up. I've been getting some yeses, which I'm really excited about, so we have a nice lineup for you. I haven't figured out if it's going to be 10 or 12 speakers yet. We're just looking at logistics and calendar and travel schedules and everything else, but we are working on that. So please mark a calendar for April 22nd through May 1st. April 22nd through May 1st. I know, I think I've told you Dr. Dane is confirmed, and Sandra Ann Taylor from Hay House, and Allison Hayes, the rock girl, with all those crystals, all that information, that great information she has. And I even heard from Daryl Anka with Bashar and several others. So we'll be actually getting that website up too, probably next week. So you'll start to see, you'll be able to start registering and getting all the information as we make announcements. So we'll get you that information next week when we get on the show. I'll give you the website, and we'll get moving with that. But just mark your calendars for April 22nd, and see. If you notice, I've been talking about this telesummit now for a while, even though we don't have the website and everything up, because I wanted to initiate the energy of it before the retrograde, because whenever I plan a big event like this, I do look at the Mercury in retrograde calendar, and I suggest that if you are doing anything, even things for your kids, for your family events and those types of things, always, keep an eye out. You can just Google Mercury retrograde and get the calendar for the year, and you can anticipate when those retrograding periods are coming, and then you can plan around that. And in fact, when I did speak to some of the speakers about participating in our event, they said, "Is this during a retrograde?" And I said, "Nope, it's well after the retrograde is over." So they were all excited about that. So we keep that in mind. It's just one of those little things, living life and one aha moment at a time. It's one of those little energy management things that is good for you to do, working with the energy instead of against it. And then finally, last announcement, and then we're going to get on to the meat of the show. We have our Body Whispering series coming up in May with Dr. Dane here, and you can register. We actually extended the early registration period. Thank you for all your emails and your suggestions and your compliments and comments. We love to hear from you. You can go to ahamomentsinc.com/bodywhispering to register, and you'll get the early registration price. And we've also added a to-pay option. So if you want to pay in 2 installments, you have that option as well. That's new. And again, thank you for your comments and requests, and we're trying to honor those as best we can. So you can get all the information on ahamomentsinc.com/bodywhispering. And Dane and I would love to meet you in that series. So, okay, so we'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. But now let's get to the important stuff, right? I mean, this is like I know we talked about it on Facebook and in the e-zine and in the emails and stuff. So let's get down to it. So tonight we are talking about living what I call the AHA lifestyle, and one of the major contributors to that is Etan Ilfeld. And Etan, I'm going to let you say hi now, because I could probably go on for like another 10 minutes just talking about you. So,
hey everyone,
how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it's just after midnight, but I'm a night owl here in London, and it's a pleasure to be on the show, and I can I already feel a lot of great vibes. So
good.
It's really great to be here tonight.
Well, great. It's great to have you. And let me tell you guys about Etan, because he's done all kinds of stuff, and I'm going to ask you lots of questions about it too, because we have a lot of folks here who are in the business of, the mind, body, spirit stuff. We have massage therapists and healers and folks from corporate America. I mean, we have people from I know for our last telesummit we had people sign up from 84 countries. So, and they actually do listen to the show, because we get a lot of calls from around the world. So, Etan is the owner of Watkins Books, which is the oldest spiritual bookstore in London, right?
Yep. And it sure is. Yep.
No, and you're also the editor-in-chief for Mind, Body, Spirit magazine, and the creator of the Spiritual 100 list, which is the most spiritually influential people list, is according to your criteria.
That's like living people.
Living people. Okay, and I think that was a really good distinction. That really makes it relevant, and people that we can actually reach out to now and learn from in the flesh. So I'm really, really, really impressed with everything you've done. And in fact, I guess it was last summer, when your magazine for the list for 2011 came out, I was so excited being a radio show producer, right? Like, yay, I have a list now of these people, because, you can go to the bookstore, you see only certain books end up on the shelf at Barnes & Noble. So many are self-published now, and so many. So, and I know you have a whole publishing arm too, and iPhone apps, and we're going to get into all that. So let's talk first about how did you come to own Watkins Books? I mean, that's been around since the 1800s, right?
That's right. So John Watkins, he was a friend of Blavatsky and Madame Blavatsky, and he founded Watkins in 1893, and then he opened a physical bookshop in Cecil Court, which is where it still is, which is right by Leicester Square, which is smack in the center of London, and it's been in the same physical location since 1901. So it's got a lot of history. 2 years ago, it went into administration, which is bankruptcy for the UK, and I'm an entrepreneur. And when I learned about that, I'd been running an art gallery just across the street from there, and I still have the gallery, which is called Tender Pixel. And when I heard about Watkins going under, I thought that it would be a wonderful cause to try and save. And so I bought it out of administration. I kept all the staff. 11 of which work at the store, and I've been trying to resurrect it, and it's been going really well. We've got a magazine now that's internationally distributed, which at the time was just a catalog that we would mail out for free. So that's quite a transition. And we started a website and started publishing iPhone apps and Twittering, and we're on Facebook. And yeah, we've done a lot of really, really cool things. We've also got a spiritual map that's interactive that anybody can post events to, which is really, really fun. And we're basically trying to build around a new type of spiritual community for the 21st century. And it's been exactly 2 years since I took over the shop, and most of my energy is devoted to running it on a day-to-day basis, but also envisioning what it can be in the future, which I find very inspirational, because I think that there are a lot of interesting things that can happen, and I'm really interested in combining spirituality with technology and trying to integrate all the wonderful tools that we have at our disposal today.
That's amazing. You know, it's funny because one of the things that's been coming up a lot is integrating spirituality with science, and how, there's so much scientific proof now of all of these concepts and things that we've been talking
Absolutely.
about. I know for me, I've been talking about it for 20 years, but, and I know others, the spiritual leaders have been saying stuff for a very, very long time, and it's amazing to get the backup of the science. But what I loved about you when I was reading in your magazine was exactly what you're saying. It's kind of like the combination of entrepreneurship and spirituality is huge, but what happens is I think a lot of people get caught up in, well, it's not really spiritual to be on Twitter. I can't tell you how many people have said that to me,
Sure.
or it's not really, it's like, really, you really need to be on Facebook, shouldn't you be out healing people? And I think that it's a matter of really getting the word out, don't you, and connecting.
I think so.
Connection.
I'm sure that spirituality has been around for forever, right? And I imagine that back in the day, at some point when writing began, some people thought that it wasn't spiritual to probably write things down, right? It's interesting to note that the Gutenberg Bible, which was one of the first mass-manufactured books, it helped spread a lot of it helped spread Christianity. Now I'm not a Christian, but it certainly, as a technology, was very, very useful in Islam, which, by the way, we also have a lot of great Islamic texts, and I support all forms of spirituality. Islam only started mass printing Qurans at the end of the 18th century, whereas the Gutenberg Bible was in the 15th century, because they believed that you had to handwrite every Quran, right? So it's very interesting to think how a lot of spiritual or religious paths have always had a lot of skepticism with regards to new technologies, and I think to some extent that can be there is some sense in that, but at the same time it's so important to be open to embracing what's out there, and it's just like us talking right now. I mean, without technology, we wouldn't be able to be having this discussion right now that's transatlantic, right, and has a global audience.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, let's talk about this 100 list, because I know people were buzzing about it on Facebook, and I was getting some emails about their excitement about this topic. And let's talk, I guess, first about how did you come up with these people as the top 100? And I know this is the second year for the list, or is it?
That's right. Last year was the first list, and let me just iterate what you were saying on how they're. How useful this list is. You know, you mentioned that now it gives you a direction to try and look for potential guests on your show, right? And I've also had a documentary film crew that's doing a show on spirituality for the BBC, which is going to be coming out this year. And they heard about the 100 list, and through the list, they've also been following up on and contacting people for their show. So the whole idea of the 100 list was to provide a guide to what's happening today in the mind, body, spirit realm, and basically, be a useful reference. It's not supposed to be the ultimate list that it's not a science, but it's basically a sort of map that helps you look at what's happening, and the idea was to take as many influential spiritual people that are alive today, and we restricted it to living people, because otherwise you just have way too long a list. So right. we restricted it to living people, and then I created a database, it's a huge database, and then I created an algorithm to rank them, which was based on several parameters. One of the strongest parameters was how frequently these people were Googled. Now that could be looked up by using a keywords tool that Google has, and it's different than looking up how many hits a Google search generates. What our Googling parameter uses, it basically looks at exactly how many times people search for someone. So if everybody's searching for the Dalai Lama, then he's going to get the most searches. And if people are searching for Thich Nhat Hanh, then he'll have, it'll show how many searches he has. So it's very democratic, right? Because every time you go and you Google someone, it's actually increasing their keywords score. So I found that to be a really useful parameter, and that was one of the strongest things that we used in order to rank the 100. And indeed, we have there's a number one guy who's the Dalai Lama, and we go all the way down to 100, and we have in the database we had almost 1,000 people. So certainly it was very selective. But at the same time, you have to create an algorithm in order to create a list, right? And there have been a lot of comments about that. Some people thought that it's unspiritual to rank people, and that's an interesting comment.
Interesting.
Other people love the list. Mostly the response has been really, really positive. But in the end of the day, most people agree that it's a really interesting list, and it's created a lot of discussion, and that was the point, right? It was to encourage people to talk about who's active and who's doing what, and and I felt that such a list was long overdue. I mean, if you look out there, people are obsessed with lists, right? And Forbes has the richest people in the world, and lots of magazines have their own 100 list, but there wasn't anything like this for spirituality, and I thought, hey, that's crazy. I mean, mind, body, spirit is such a big field, and it has such a huge impact on people's lives, and so why not have some sort of guide to help people know what's out there? I mean, if you look at the list, and even if you know a lot about what's out there, there's a good chance that you're not going to know everyone there, and so that's interesting. That'll help you.
I certainly did, and I looked at this and I was like, I wonder who that is. A lot of them I know, I've met, or I've interviewed, at one point or another, but a lot of them I didn't know. So we're going to go to a break. Believe it or not, we're already to the first break, and when we come back, I'd love to talk to you a little bit about who's on the list and kind of, the different categories of people and what's available to people out there, because I think that's something else that people don't get. It just seems like it's like I get a lot of, well, where do I start? Like, who do I, so I want to talk about all that kind of stuff. And maybe we'll take some calls if some people decide to call in, which the call-in number, if you'd like to call in and ask a question tonight, is 347-215-9485. That's 347-215-9485. So you're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. I'm Mari, and we will be right back.
Ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Hi, this is Dr. Dane here. Have you felt different your whole life? Have you always been a dreamer, a seeker, an outsider? Always feeling wrong no matter how hard you try to fit in? What if there's a completely different way of being in the world? What if you, truly being you, could change not only your life, but the world? If you'd like to find out, please go to beingyouclass.com. 12 years ago, I was on the verge of suicide, and I came into contact with some amazing tools that changed everything for me. And I'd like to share some of those tools with you. Go to www.beingyouclass.com and check out the free video series I created especially for you. What if this is what you've been looking for? What if the tools to change everything are available now? What's possible now that hasn't ever been possible before? To sign up for this free series, go to beingyouclass.com. Consider this a gift to help you create the change you've always wanted to create, but didn't have the tools to make it happen. Is now the time? beingyouclass.com.
Step back in time to the very beginning, before life as we know it existed. Stones have been on this earth since before the inception of man. They are keepers of ancient wisdom and messages. Tap into the profound wisdom of stones and let your journey begin at the Rock Girl Sacred Stone School. Let the Rock Girl take you back to those ancient days to learn firsthand the language and the secrets of stones. The Rock Girl will teach you how to develop your very own technique of communicating with them, allowing you to embark on your own path of self-discovery. Courses include Reiki, psychic development, chakra balancing and auric cleansing, hands-on healing, and more. Visit sacredstoneschool.com for classes and workshops taught exclusively by the Rock Girl of therockgirl.com.
Are you at a crossroads in your life, facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
are back, and we are, oh my goodness, we have so much going on. We're talking all about the top 100 spiritual leaders list that Etan Ilfeld has put together tonight. And if you'd like to call in, the number is 347-215-9485. It's 347-215-9485. So we were having a lively conversation on the break, and actually ran out of time on the break. We just blew through the break. We're blowing through the segments. It's like, as usual, lots of energy on the Aha Moments radio show. So, Etan, let's talk a little bit about what we're discussing on the break. This is a vast list,
yep.
And now we know how kind of the list came to be. Can we talk a little bit about some of the trends that we're seeing on this list? Because I know there's people like, the Dalai Lama and Eckhart Tolle, and of course there's Greg Braden and Emoto and Louise Hay. What are, I find it fascinating actually that people would even think to Google the Dalai Lama. Like I just can't. I don't know. It just didn't cross my mind. So I guess first question is trends. Any particular trends you're seeing amongst them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's it's a very diverse group, and one has to be a bit worried in terms of not overgeneralizing, because it's a lot of different voices in there. But certain themes that do come across are that 2012 is a major year of change, and obviously 2011 was you saw so much change from the Arab Spring to Berlusconi stepping down to a lot of just a lot of change. And I think that there's a belief that there may be more transparency in the future, and that perhaps people are going to become more intuitive, and therefore political systems might be a bit less corrupt, because we'll be able to tell when politicians are lying. So that's one thing that's coming up, and that's something that James Redfield really believes that's gonna happen. And obviously, everybody on the list has a spiritual and positive impact. We've taken care to try and avoid putting anybody on the list who we felt was in any way hateful. So homophobic leaders and things like that is something that we tried to stay away from. We did let the Pope in, so he is in there, but obviously he's homophobic. So I don't agree with everybody on the list, but there's most of the people on the list are very positive, and they emphasize mindfulness, which is that's a really big word these days. It's quite a buzzword, and that's about paying attention and being aware, being in the moment. And a lot of the spiritual teachers on the list believe that if you trust yourself and if you have faith in yourself, you create your own reality. So you're much more likely to succeed and have things come true, have your dreams come true. Whereas if you're obviously if you're always down or too hard on yourself, there's it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So that's a key theme. Let's see. It's a pretty global list. We've got I'm not sure how many countries are represented, but a lot of countries.
I saw that.
Nelson Mandela he's got the message of forgiveness, which is really that's something that I think a lot of the teachers on the list repeat, and that's very important. The idea that if you harvest anger, that actually will really eat you up inside. Whereas if you can forgive and let go and love yourself and accept the way things are and look towards the future, you'll be a lot healthier and happier, which both scientific studies have shown and obviously perennial wisdom has pointed this out for a long time. Another interesting thing in the list is you've got a lot of you've got increased hybridization. So you've got people that are combining lots of different fields. There's this notion that boundaries are blurring, and we've got scientists on the list from people who have brought in neuroscience to methods of dealing with depression to anything. So I mean, it's very interesting to see how everything's combining previous knowledge and trying to create something new. You mentioned how at the beginning of the show of how science and spirituality they're being integrated more and more so, and I think that's a big thing, and it's interesting to note that even people who are skeptical of the power of the mind usually will agree that we affect our reality, and even one of the biggest notions concepts out there, right, the placebo effect, right, which skeptics often use to try and perhaps question different spiritual ideas. The placebo effect itself is actually very spiritual. It's a proof of concept. It shows that what you believe affects the way you are. Right? That is the placebo effect. Yeah. So it's interesting to note that often even the biggest arguments against spirituality actually strengthen the most of the core ideas in the mind, body, spirit realm.
It's amazing. You're making so many amazing points. I'm like jumping out of my chair here. I think one of the things that I really am intrigued by, two things you said. One was about James Redfield. I happen to teach all about intuition. I have an intuition master's program, and I have some very dedicated folks learning that. And I've said it over and over and over again. It is just understanding the language of intuition is just the key to pretty much everything and navigating your life, and that whole thing where people say personal empowerment, and I want to help people be empowered. Learn about how to understand your intuition, and that's the most power you can possibly give yourself, and then of course act on it. So can we talk a little bit about James and his perception of how we can manage our political decisions with intuition? Because I think that's fascinating.
Sure. Well, I mean, he had his latest book come out, the 12th
Insight,
Prophecy, I believe it was.
Yeah, the 12th Insight.
Sorry?
Was it the 12th Prophecy or the 12th Insight? I'm
the 12th Insight.
Sure.
Sorry, the 12th Insight. Okay. That's right. In there he repeats a lot of the ideas from the previous books, but he emphasizes the notion that through intuition we will be able to see the similarities between all of humanity, and how, in fact, different religions really share a lot of core beliefs, and in fact, it's a lot of zealots out there that are, and extremists that are trying to actually create friction between religions instead of allowing this mutual understanding and realization that, in fact, everybody's kind of talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. I mean, he really goes, he really points to that, and he himself uses technology. He leads a meditative event that's broadcast online, I think once a month, and he's very active at embracing technology. So I think that's very interesting. He's also he's a big believer in eating organic food. That's and a lot of vegetables and fruits, and obviously, what's really interesting to think about is how people are really a lot more aware these days of what's healthy, what's out there. I mean, sure, there are a lot of different diets, but if you look at what's happening to humanity overall, we are living much longer lifespans, right? Just a century ago, I think the average lifespan was around early 50s, and now we're in the Western world, for men it's almost 80, for women it's above 80, so and that just keeps going up. So certainly, there's a lot of great knowledge out there, a lot of the teachers in the list emphasize different ways to be healthier and happier, and other key ideas include meditating, right, which is obviously is very much in vogue these days and should be, and lots of different exercises out there, bringing a lot of Eastern knowledge over to the West, right, from Tai Chi to Qigong to yoga.
Yep.
There's a realization that you can combine all of these things, and that it's amazing to see what just how global the world has become. That's also a repetitive theme. A lot of the authors also or teachers on the list are also emphasizing the fact that the time is speeding up, but and James Redfield as well, he points this out. But if you harness your intuition and you take care of yourself, then you will actually generate more time for yourself, because the more aware you are, then time unfolds itself and changes and becomes and kind of slows down in a sense, right? So it's kind of like if you're playing sports and you're in the zone, all of a sudden it's as though everything else is moving around a bit, in slow motion, and you're in control. You can do a lot more than you thought. So certainly, it's interesting to see how you've got these two, right, these polar opposites, the speeding up of time, but also your ability to develop yourself and slow down time are both at hand.
It's a really powerful concept, and also the one I think that comes up a lot is multidimensionality, and how we can tap into our parallel selves, our twin selves on other dimensions, and bring energy back from those dimensions to our current life, And I think that this whole idea of no such thing as time, or time standing still, and intuition and multidimensionality is part of this powerful surge forward with 2012, is this feeling that, this is the change where they say, okay, the end of the world, maybe the end of the world as you knew it before, but not the end of the world. I mean, and I don't think any of these people on this list are predicting that we have Armageddon showing up on the 21st of December, right?
Not at all. Everybody really believes that there's a shift in consciousness, but not that the world itself is going to end. No, not at all. It's a very there aren't too many doomsday scenarios out there. Most of the people on the list are very optimistic about the year ahead.
Yeah, I've been finding that too. So let's see. We have about 2 minutes before our next break, and we do have a caller. So I want to take this caller, Karen in Canada. How are you tonight?
Hi. How are you? Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. We have just two minutes, so I just wanted to get you in there and say hi. And how can we help you?
Well, thank you. Yes. If someone is new on this journey, and you've got this wonderful menu of all these beautiful 100 teachers and spiritual leaders, how is it that one is able to know or discern which direction or which teacher would best suit them at that moment when they're on their journey?
Well, that's a great question, and I want to start off just by emphasizing the fact that the greatest teacher out there is yourself.
Wow.
And this goes back to what I said about intuition. We're amazing beings, and so being in tune with yourself is the most important thing. Now, the list, what's so great about it is it lets you read about lots of different people, and I would say that the most important thing is to explore. So you should, you can take it from the top, start reading from number 1, or just flip a random and treat it as an oracle, and whatever number comes up, read that number.
That's a really good idea.
But the point is jump around and explore. It's that's what it's meant for. And at the end of the day, remember that just like in The Wizard of Oz, right? Sometimes the wizard may turn out not to be all that he or she seemed, but in the end of the day, it's yourself that has right? All the power and all the intuition. And the people on the list, I have to say, most of them are really incredible people. So I don't necessarily endorse everyone on the list, but those are the people that showed up as the most spiritually influential today.
Karen, one of the things that I like to do when I am faced with a big choice like that, like I'll go into the bookstore, I'll actually ask my body. I'll say, body, our bodies are really a huge and psychic antenna for us, and I'll say, body, what would be the most beneficial contribution to my consciousness at this time? And you could do that just by, like, what Etan said, which is just, closing your eyes and picking a number from 1 to 100, and your body will pick the number where there is a specific, connection for you. I know for myself, I'll open up a book, or I'll take, let's say, Doreen Virtue's book. I happen to be an angel therapy practitioner, so I happen to know Doreen very well. I'll take one of her books and I'll just say, consciousness or body or, angels or whoever, what do I need to know most right now? And I will hear a number in my ear, or you can just pick a page. And no matter what, whenever I open to that particular page, it's exactly what I needed to hear at that time. And it might sound a little random, but if you do it with intention and consciousness, you'll be amazed. And that's why I love the fact that this list exists, because at least it puts all the names in the till for you to choose from.
Like a yummy smorgasbord of spirit candy.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for calling in tonight. I appreciate that.
Thank you for answering my question. It's a pleasure to listen to the both of you, and thank you for the work you do.
Thank you so much. Have a great night. Okay, well, that took us to our next break. So we're going to take a quick break. If you'd like to squeeze a question in, you're welcome to do so. The call-in number is 347-215-9485. 347-215-9485. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll get a few more items taken care of on my whole long list of things I wanted to talk to you about. So I guess that's about it for now. I'm Mari. You're listening to the Aha Moments radio show, and we'll be right back.
Step back in time to the very beginning, before life as we know it existed. Stones have been on this earth since before the inception of man. They are keepers of ancient wisdom and messages. Tap into the profound wisdom of stones and let your journey begin at the Rock Girl Sacred Stone School. Let the Rock Girl take you back to those ancient days to learn firsthand the language and the secrets of stones. The Rock Girl will teach you how to develop your very own technique of communicating with them, allowing you to embark on your own path of self-discovery. Courses include Reiki, psychic development, chakra balancing and auric cleansing, hands-on healing, and more. Visit sacredstoneschool.com for classes and workshops taught exclusively by the Rock Girl of therockgirl.com.
Are you at a crossroads in your life, facing big decisions about your life purpose, business, relationships, or other major issues? Are you wondering why you may be delayed in getting what you want? Or if you have special guides who are helping you? Then investing in a private intuitive reading with Mari is just what you need. As a third-generation spiritual intuitive, Mari has worked with thousands of clients over the past 18 years. During your private session, you will learn who your guides are, receive insight on the core issues that need attention, and get new perspective, clarity, and inspiration on what to do next. To register, go to www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Work with Mari tab to get all of the details. There are a limited number of spots each month, so go to www.ahamomentsinc.com for yours now.
Do you ever get a hunch about something and ignore it, only to find out later you were right after all? Do you know that you're intuitive but need help interpreting what you get? Need quick answers to burning questions, but don't have the time to wait for a private reading? Then Mari's Intuitive Living Oracle cards are the tool for you. 45 gorgeous laminated cards and a full book of interpretations come together in a beautiful velvet bag. The cards have been designed and energized to give you the answers right now. No more sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. Ask the cards your questions and see what message your intuition has for you. To learn more and get your deck now, go to the store at www.ahamomentsinc.com and click on the Intuitive Living cards now. That's the store at ahamomentsinc.com. The answers are truly within your reach.
Hi, this is Dr. Dane here. Have you felt different your whole life? Have you always been a dreamer, a seeker, an outsider? Always feeling wrong no matter how hard you try to fit in? What if there's a completely different way of being in the world? What if you, truly being you, could change not only your life, but the world? If you'd like to find out, please go to beingyouclass.com. 12 years ago, I was on the verge of suicide, and I came into contact with some amazing tools that changed everything for me. And I'd like to share some of those tools with you. Go to www.beingyouclass.com and check out the free video series I created especially for you. What if this is what you've been looking for? What if the tools to change everything are available now? What's possible now that hasn't ever been possible before? To sign up for this free series, go to beingyouclass.com. Consider this a gift to help you create the change you've always wanted to create, but didn't have the tools to make it happen. Is now the time? beingyouclass.com.
We are back, and you're listening to the Aha Moments radio show. And tonight we are talking with Etan Ilfeld, the editor-in-chief of Mind, Body, Spirit magazine. We've been having a great, lively conversation tonight about the Spiritual 100 list. And on the break, we were just talking a lot about how life has just changed so much with our spiritual lives and our work lives used to be very separate. You go to church on Sunday, you have your religious life and your work life, and then and I think one of the things that has been really changing dramatically as of late is the integration of spirituality in practical ways into our everyday life. And I know I was on the phone, I was telling Etan this story on the break with a friend of mine, and we were having this huge conversation about how we feel like a lot of times there's a stage that you go through in spiritual development where you feel like you have to disenfranchise your spirituality in order to get your work done. Like, let's say you have a corporate job, you have to kind of stop the spiritual stuff when you go into work, and then you start the spiritual stuff back up when you get out of work. And that disconnection creates the stress, the sickness, the exhaustion. So what I love about your magazine, and it's really in keeping with the Aha Moments premise in our whole community, is about practical spirituality, about living life intuitively, one aha moment at a time. And I know you have so many tools and apps, and I want to talk a little bit more now about those things. What things do you have in your little toolkit for us that we can do to help make all this more relevant and applicable as we go about our day-to-day activities?
Sure. Well, we've obviously got a Twitter and a Facebook out there, and we're constantly throwing out interesting content that we think will inspire people and help them live better lives. So I encourage everyone to check out Watkins Books on either Facebook or Twitter. And our magazine draws from a lot of different fields, and it's available in internationally now, and it's in Barnes & Noble in the States and in 700 stores. So if you can't find it there, you can go to watkinsbooks.com and check out our Mind, Body, Spirit magazine, which currently features the 100 list. And we've also got a series of apps. One at the moment, our most popular app, we're about to release a new one, is it's an ebook app that lets you read lots of great Mind, Body, Spirit ebooks, and we curate the app to only include the very best books. So you've got lots of amazing books out there, and And what's also cool about the app is there are a lot of free ebooks as well, so you can read lots of spiritually inspiring books for free. And we also have a map, an integrated map within the app that lets you know if there are spiritual things in your vicinity. So based on your GPS location, it can tell you that that so and so lived a mile away, or I don't know. I mean, here in London, we've got Gandhi's house. We've got a lot of interesting spiritual sites, and that's something that we're very interested in. And what's cool about the app with the spiritual map is that anybody can add to it. So either on the web or on your phone, you can literally just hit add location, and you can add what you find inspiring. And so we've got lots of great tools out there for you to use, and they're obviously I think that books are so inspiring. I mean, in this day and age, where a lot of people are talking about the end of the book, I think that books are so important, and I think people should read. And we certainly have a lot of great books in our store, but you don't have to buy them from us. I think it's great that people go out there and read a lot of inspiring literature, and I'm a big believer in the power of books to change people's lives. So I think that's really great. I also think that technology is amazing and should be harnessed, but at the same time, it's also good to sometimes use some low tech, which books are a bit more low tech, and also shift, right, and also try and be in different waves throughout the day. So I think that the books are great. They really it even burns calories to read a book, right? Whereas watching TV is completely passive. So I encourage people to no, seriously. I mean, in terms of exercising your mind, one of the best things you can do is read. So I think that's a tool that we all have, and we should never take for granted.
Well, it's interesting because I know when I was in my beginning of my spiritual career, I was also simultaneously in a corporate career, but I would go to the bookstore every day, which actually I still go to the bookstore every day. That's just my nature. I feel like when you walk into a bookstore, I feel my blood pressure just goes down, because I feel like if any problem you have, there's an answer somewhere in those four walls. The answer is somewhere in a book, somewhere in that store. Yeah. And I can easily read a couple of books a week. It's just the nature of how I've developed over time. But let me say this about your magazine. Your magazine is done quarterly, right? Because
that's right.
I know I get it once in a while. Okay, so it's done quarterly, so you guys can check it out. And if you want to see the latest list, because I know people are on their computers and they listen to us online, gave me a link to the latest list, right? So they can go to WatkinsBooks.com.
Right. Our blog, which is part of our website, it's got the 2012 list of the 100 most spiritually influential living people, and in the magazine itself, we actually dedicate a full 16 pages to the list. So we go into more detail about what are the key ideas of each person in the list, and where are they from. So there's a lot more details in the magazine, but if you just go to our blog post, which you can see on our website, just go to WatkinsBooks.com, and you should see a link to the 100 list, or if you just click on blog, you'll see that as well. But if you go to the website, you'll see the entire list. So the full 100 names will be there, but it won't give you that much detail as to who these people are, what they're doing. Of course, you can easily take any name there and just look them up on Wikipedia. Most of them are on Wikipedia, but the point of the list is to go.
I love the magazine version, though. I'm sorry.
The magazine version that's obviously something that I think you should check out. But but regardless, I'm just happy that people are looking at the list. Last year's list was very, very popular, and this year's list looks like it's going to be even more popular. So there certainly is there seems to be a voracious appetite for something like this. People are really interested in having a 100 list and having something that isn't just about who's the wealthiest person on the planet, right?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because this is one note that I when I was reading the magazine, I was wondering about, and you may not know the answer, and it's okay, but I noticed that you had the sign and the Chinese astrology sign and the regular astrology sign for each person. Right. And did you notice if there were any signs that stood out more than others? Were there any trends of like more, Capricorn?
Sure. Well, yeah, I think I don't remember. I think maybe last year. Well, there are a lot of people that happened in terms of, because there's the Western zodiac sign,
right.
As you said, the Chinese, which is a 12-year cycle as opposed to the Western, which is 12. It's 12 periods within the year. So kind of a monthly sort, right. Which slightly shifted. I think last year there happened to be a lot of people from the Year of the Monkey. In terms of the Chinese one, I don't remember right now what were the key ones this year, but it was pretty well balanced from what I recall. That's why nothing really stood out too much. It's also a list that, like I said, it's global and has a lot of men and women on there, which is great to see. So there's a lot of really influential women, and I think that's so wonderful. So that's really great. Not something that you see on so many other lists, right? So it's really,
well, it's interesting too, because I know in the U.S. in particular, when you go into a spiritual workshop, it's like dominated by women, and if there's a guy in the room, God bless him, he needs to watch out, because the women are like all over him. Oh my goodness, you care about this stuff. But when you look at this list, because the list is global, there's a huge number of men on this list, way more than you would imagine if you only judged by, people who show up at various, workshops and lectures and stuff. I think it's really and I think men are really stepping into this stuff even more now. I think men are are getting more into their intuition. I find that I have a lot of men come.
Men are much more in touch with their emotions than what they used to be. It's it's not like the old-fashioned macho culture where a man couldn't explore his inner self. Now there's you've got just this shift where it's acceptable for men to, and sexy, as you say, to actually explore their spiritual side.
Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you for coming on tonight. We are at the end of the show, if you can believe it. Didn't that go fast?
Wow.
It went really, really fast. So I just want to say thank you so much for your contributions to the world and to us tonight. I'm calling in from London, at the midnight. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning for you right now.
Almost, yeah. But it's so wonderful to talk to you, and I'm I feel so blessed to be able to try and do something to help create a positive and more spiritual community.
Well, thank you. So, everybody, we have come to the end of another Aha Moments radio show. Can you believe that? It's unbelievable. It goes so fast. And if you'd like to get in touch with Etan and see all the wonderful things he's doing, go to WatkinsBooks.com, and you can get lots and lots of information there. And, of course, you can always come to my blog at ahamomentsinc.com, and please join us on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest. I don't know if you're on Pinterest yet, but I have been absolutely going crazy with Pinterest, so you can go to Pinterest.com, Mariana Cooper. Anyway, we are at the end of a show. I just want to say thank you for listening tonight. And my motto, and you know what it is, you truly can have exactly what you want. And you absolutely deserve it too. See you next week, everybody. Take care.
You've been listening to the Aha Moments radio show with your host, Mari. Be sure to visit her blog and website at www.ahamomentsinc.com. That's AHA, Moments with an S, Inc.com. Also join Mari on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ahamomentsinc, and Twitter at twitter.com/ahamoments. We can't wait to see you there.
金银蛋大金银